What you are about to discover will change the way you see trust forever. In any human alliance, trust is the most valuable asset. It is the invisible architecture that holds everything together, a silent agreement that you are operating from a shared reality. But it is also the single greatest vulnerability, a silent, unguarded entry point for the most devastating kind of covert operation, deception from within. This is not a story about morality. This is a strategic deconstruction of a clandestine campaign. A deep dive into the psychological tactics, the sophisticated maneuvers of misdirection and information control that can be deployed to conceal a fatal breach in the alliance. This is an analysis of 5 doctrines of deception used to get away with cheating. To understand this high-stakes game, we must first recognize that a committed relationship is, in essence, a two-person intelligence agency. Each partner is constantly, subconsciously gathering data, monitoring patterns, and establishing a baseline of normal behavior. A successful deception is not just about hiding an action. It is about managing the data, controlling the narrative, and manipulating the very perception of reality of the other agent. It is a war fought in the quiet moments, in the subtle shifts of tone, in the spaces between words. And the first doctrine deployed is often the most aggressive. It is a preemptive strike against suspicion itself. This is Doctrine 1, Offensive Defense. Imagine a partner returning home later than expected. The baseline of behavior has been broken. A question is asked, "Where were you?" An honest answer provides data. A lie provides false data. But offensive defense does neither. It reframes the entire battlefield. The response is not an answer. It is an accusation. "After the day I've had, you're really going to start with this? I can't believe you don't trust me. What is wrong with you? Do you see the maneuver?" The questioner, who had a legitimate reason to seek information, is instantly put on the defensive. Their simple query is recategorized as an attack, an act of mistrust, a personal flaw. The conversation is no longer about the late arrival. It is now about the questioner's supposed lack of faith. The operator has successfully shifted the theater of conflict away from their own actions and onto the emotional state of their partner. This is a brilliant and deeply corrosive tactic. It doesn't just evade a question. It punishes the questioner for asking it, creating a chilling effect that discourages future inquiry. It is the strategic equivalent of mining your own territory to deter an invasion. But this is where everything takes a turn. While offensive defense is an external maneuver, the most sophisticated operators know that they must also control the internal emotional climate of the alliance. This requires a completely counterintuitive strategy. It is Doctrine 2, the Affection Barrage. When a person feels guilty, logic suggests they might become distant or withdrawn. But this is the behavior of an amateur. The professional operator understands that distance creates suspicion. Therefore, they do the opposite. They launch an overwhelming campaign of positive reinforcement. Suddenly, they are more loving, more attentive, more complimentary than ever before. There are unexpected gifts, spontaneous declarations of love, a sudden interest in their partner's day. This is not genuine affection. It is camouflage. This barrage of positivity short-circuits the partner's analytical brain. The thought process becomes, "Things have never been better between us. Why would I suspect something is wrong? She must love me more than ever." The affection barrage acts as a psychological smokescreen, creating an emotional reality so pleasant that the idea of a betrayal seems illogical, even absurd. The partner is lulled into a false sense of security, while the covert operation continues undetected behind the screen. But the real question is, what happens when a third party, the other element in the operation, threatens to become visible? Here's where things get even more intense. This requires the deployment of Doctrine 3, narrative control. This is a preemptive information warfare tactic. Long before any suspicion can arise about a specific person, the operator begins to carefully construct a narrative around them. They are introduced into the conversation, but framed in a way that neutralizes them as a threat. It sounds like this: "Oh, you know my coworker, David? He's having such a hard time with his recent divorce. He's like a sad little brother to me." Or, "My new gym partner is amazing, but my God, he is so not my type. It's hilarious." The third party is painted as pathetic, non-threatening, or platonic. They are given a character profile that makes any romantic link seem preposterous. This is a masterful intelligence tactic. By creating and controlling the initial intelligence report on the third party, the operator defines the reality of that person for their partner. Any future interaction is then seen through that pre-established, non-threatening lens. The partner isn't just being lied to about the nature of the relationship. They have been fed a false dossier that prevents them from even considering it as a possibility. And what happened next shocked even the experts in human psychology. When suspicion does begin to surface, despite these defenses, the operator can escalate to a far darker form of engagement. This is Doctrine 4, the weaponization of insecurity. Every person has insecurities. In a long-term alliance, these vulnerabilities are known to both parties. In a healthy relationship, they are protected. In this operation, they are targeted. When the partner voices a suspicion, the operator does not deny the evidence. They attack the partner's right to interpret it. The response becomes, "You're only saying that because you're so insecure about your own career right now." Or, "You've always been a jealous person, just like your father. You're imagining things." This is psychological warfare in its purest form. It is a direct assault on the partner's sanity. The operator is using their intimate knowledge of the partner's psyche against them, framing their valid intuition as a symptom of their own personal failings. The partner begins to doubt their own mind. Am I just being crazy? Am I too jealous? Is the problem with me? The goal is not just to evade detection. It is to make the partner believe that their own internal alarm system is faulty, to discredit their gut feeling so thoroughly that they stop trusting it altogether. This is the point where the story becomes unbelievable. This is how a person can be staring at the truth and be convinced they are losing their mind. But what if the evidence is undeniable? A message, a photograph, a confession from a third party. When the operator is cornered, when all other doctrines have failed, they deploy their final, most powerful weapon. This is the climax. This is Doctrine 5, the Scorched-Earth Counter-Offensive. This is not a defense. It is an emotional nuclear option. When confronted with undeniable proof, the operator does not confess. They unleash a torrent of righteous, overwhelming indignation. The volume is turned up to maximum. The argument is flipped with breathtaking force. It sounds like this: "How dare you? How dare you go through my phone? How dare you violate my privacy? After everything I do for this family, this is the respect I get? I don't even know who you are anymore. This relationship is over because I can't be with someone who would betray my trust like this." It is a stunning maneuver. In a single, explosive burst, the person who committed the ultimate betrayal has repositioned themselves as the victim of the ultimate betrayal. The original crime, the cheating, is vaporized in the heat of the new, more egregious crime, the violation of privacy. The accuser is thrown into a state of profound confusion and guilt. They came with proof of a betrayal, and now they are being told that they are the one who has destroyed the relationship. It is a psychological checkmate. It is designed to shatter the accuser's resolve, to make them apologize for discovering the truth, and to create so much chaos that the original transgression is lost in the wreckage. These 5 doctrines, offensive defense, the Affection Barrage, narrative control, the weaponization of insecurity, and the Scorched-Earth Counter-Offensive, are not just tricks. They are a sophisticated system of psychological manipulation designed to dismantle a person's reality. The true tragedy of infidelity is not the act itself. It is the secondary crime, the deliberate and systematic destruction of a partner's ability to trust their own perception. It turns their mind into a prison, where every intuition is a potential delusion and every piece of evidence is a potential trap. The war is not about the affair. It is a war on reality itself. And the truth is, this story isn't finished yet. Because for anyone who has been on the receiving end of these tactics, the battle does not end when the truth is revealed. The longest and hardest war is the one fought afterward. The battle to rebuild a world where you can trust what you see, what you feel, and what you know to be true.